Here we go. Right. Right, good morning. Here we go. Butlins, Bognor, June 2025, the 4th of June. So, as promised, we're going to have a walk around the camp. I was going to do this yesterday, Tuesday, but the weather was a bit naff. So, I've got no route planned, really. So, we're just going to have a walk about, do the camp. I'm videoing full 4K, so the quality and the smoothness should be a lot better than previous videos, as I explained on a previous one I've done shortly. I'm going to do a camera reveal as well, as promised, so just bear that in mind. So there's a couple of things I'd like to point out to you en route. There's a few things happening around camp, some new stuff going in. What I have no idea is Tony. Say hello, Tone.
Hello, look, alright.
So we're just going to have a walk around the camp. I've got no route really in my head, but I am going to cover every bit of camp. So I had no idea how long this is going to take. There's your dodgems. So it's still quite early, so nothing sort of up and running really yet. So here's your dodgems. So I'm going to go for a walk.
You know, last night when I got back, because they weren't with me, I had my marmite with Regis and a cup of tea, because you know, just have that food supply.
So there's your crazy golf. It's quite nice little surroundings it's got. So as I said, I've got no specific route. It's just going to be off the cuff, but I probably will end the video in the Skyline. So I'm going to do a camera reveal for you now, as promised. So the new camera, which is what I'm using now. As I explained on one of the last videos, was I've been using my phone. I had to get a new phone, weren't happy with it. Video quality absolute rubbish, because for the simple reason it hasn't got an image stabilizer, as I explained last time. There's your beach camera, previously called the Sun and Moon when it was first built in 1998. So as explained on a previous video, when I was having phone problem, point of fact, this is quite new. This has been up probably just less than a year, this canopy. Nice and clean, nice and new, unlike the main canopy above the Skyline, but that's another conversation to be had. Oh, and there's Tone again. Say hello, Tone.
Hello there.
Hello, Tone. Here we go. So we're going to have a walk about. So as I say, I've got no specific route planned. So just over on the left, I want to talk about a little walk over there. There's your aerial adventures over there. You got little sand football pitches over there, and right over the back is where they do the archery and shooting, I think. So there you go. So the new camera, which is what I'm using now. So the camera is a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and as I explained on a video recently, I've been reviewing this camera for over a year, and from all over the world, literally I've been watching reviews from all over the world, and for the past 18 months roughly, and there hasn't been one word said against it. But now we've got it and it's up and running, and I'm very happy. I've done a couple of test videos, you may have watched them, one of which I done walking up the south bank of the Thames. Walking up the south bank of the Thames, and also walking over the wibbly wobbly bridge from Southwark up to St Paul's round the city, and I finished that video off on Tower Bridge. Now obviously I've reviewed these, they was test videos. I've been 99% happy with the quality, the footage, and how steady this camera is. Now this Pocket 3, the actual camera part of things is on a gimbal, so that is how you're getting and you're seeing very smooth panning and picture quality, because it moves not with you, it moves in its own pace. It moves, but it just pans very slowly, and that is how you're getting the picture quality and the smoothness of this camera. So I'm just going to zoom in over this little section. As I said, you've got a little kids track there, you've got the aerial adventures just over the back there, you've got a few little football pitches, and I think it's still there just over the back from the football pitches. You've got a sand pitch for volleyball, I'm guessing, and yeah. So as mentioned on a previous video, and I think it was one of Eddie's, when we were doing Eddie's pictures, as I previously explained, this section here where this car park is, the whole of this car park where the Ocean Hotel is, there's the Ocean Hotel, bring it back, there's the Ocean Hotel. Now this car park was, back in the day, the outside pool, which I remember from the 90s very well, and as you can see, it's now the Ocean Hotel's car park. Good memories. It was a massive outside pool, very big outside pool, and a lot of fun had by it all. So as I said, there's some interesting things happening. It is windy up here. It should drop in a minute. I'm not too bothered because, as I explained, this camera has got 3 microphones on it, which are all at different angles, all angles of the compass. And the Thames walk I did a little while ago, it was very windy and I was quite concerned. But when I played it back, to be fair, the wind had very little effect, which I was very, very happy about. So here we are, we're at Butlins, we're in Bognor, Regis, June 2025. As I said, there's some interesting little bits going on. Looks like there's some new shops opening. Had no idea what at the minute. Have absolutely no idea what they're going to be. Those of you who have been here, if you remember the toy shop outside, which was right next door to the entrance to Red's, that's gone. That has gone. And the shop the other side of it, which I'm struggling to remember what it was, some sort of a studio or something at the time. That is also closed, and I have absolutely no idea what that is going to be. Absolutely no idea. So we're just going to walk through the fairground, past the new Play Experience Centre, round the back, up the High Street. Might have to cut through briefly the Skyline to get where I need to get to. So this go-kart track, I think I explained on a previous video, is probably the only bit of camp which has not changed. This go-kart track has been here and it looks the same, and it has not changed since the 90s, early 90s, and probably even previous to that. It's still looking good. I would have thought they might have done a little bit to it, but it's still there, it's still going. Probably one of the parts of the camp which has not even been touched, renovated, nothing, because that has not changed since early 90s and probably way beyond. So yes, I've done this walk before, but as I explained on a previous video, I just want to do it with this new camera and just compare the picture quality, the steadiness. 4K, it's 4K, you know, I'm videoing full 4K. So as I said, the camera, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and the actual camera bit, the lens section, is on a gimbal. That is what gives it the smoothness and the steadiness of the picture. If there's a downside to it, and it is what it is. I know people hate that expression. It is what it is, but I'm using it. Is, as I explained on one of the Thames walks, you need to use the app on your phone with this camera. Now, if you've got an Android phone, you have to download the application for this camera on the DJI website. You have, if you've got Android, you have got to download the application from the DJI website. Now, the app to me is a clever bit of kit and a very good bit of kit and all. So, for example, this is the sort of the downside, but as I said, it is what it is. So, for argument's sake, this video is going to be relatively long. It's probably going to be touching an hour, this video. There's the Ocean Hotel. Off subject for a second. There's the Ocean Hotel. So me and Eddie have already booked for November, and cheap as you like, it's costing us 55 quid for the week. Now that is with no food plan whatsoever, but we've gone for the Wave Hotel. The reason we've gone for the Wave Hotel is when I was here in January, if you've watched that video briefly, I was upgraded to the Wave Hotel. Now originally I booked a comfort room, which we all have this time. We've all gone for a comfort room each, and as I explained on the previous video, the comfort rooms are simply the renamed Silver Accommodation. No difference whatsoever. So if there's a difference, they probably all had a splash of paint. That is it. There's your no play experience. So the comfort rooms are simply the renamed Silver Accommodation. Comfortable, the bed's absolutely fine. Hey ho, I'm going to say it again, it is what it is. But as I said, when I was here in January, I was upgraded, surprisingly enough, to the Wave Hotel. Loved it. I did do a room tour. Loved the room, very comfortable, and for a very big, busy hotel like this one, but slightly smaller, I think, probably the same size. The hotel was even stupidly quiet, and I loved it. I've done the review, I've done the room review on the Wave Hotel, and Eddie, who was not with me in January, watched that video and he loved it. He absolutely loved the look of the room in the Wave Hotel. So that's what we're going for in November. So we booked that yesterday. That's all booked, that's all paid for. And it's cost us £55 each for the Wave Hotel. So that's 2 separate accommodations in the Wave Hotel, room each, and that has just cost us £55 for a room in the Wave Hotel. Absolutely madness. Now, I've just dropped the car off literally an hour ago. I literally only realised less than a week and a half ago that the MOT was due. So when I realised about a week and a half ago, I booked in with the local Nissan. I know I'm in there as well, they're very nice people. So I dropped the car off about an hour ago into Nissan's in Bognor. So the MOT will be done. I'll be going back to pick it up in about an hour's time. So as soon as I've done this video, I'll be making tracks back to pick the car up, and then I think we're going to have a walk into town. So I'll probably do another walk and talk along the seafront.
It's like sometimes she speaks and sometimes she doesn't sort of bother.
So on the left, got one of the car parks. I will show you the splash in a minute. The Splash swimming complex, which is only a few years old. I was actually here the week it opened. I think my holiday ended on the Friday, and it was actually opening that Friday a few years ago. So I won't go straight up, I'll just do a bit of a zoom in to it so you can have a look at it. So that's the Splash. Multi-million-pound swimming complex, and I think it was round about the 40 million price range, I think it was, or thereabouts. So just coming up to another car park, have a walk up one of the little high streets, point out to you these new shops which are, well, the shops which are being renovated and refurbed by the looks of it. As I said, one of them was the old toy shop just at the side of Reds, the entrance to Reds. That's closed, that's gone. Who knows what it's going to be. And the shop on the opposite side as well, to the left of Reds, has also been closed and all blackened out, and that's being renovated as well by looks of things. So just coming around to the other side of the play experience, on the left is going to be the Shoreline Hotel. I'll show you that in a second. Now, as we know, as I explained on a previous video, the Shoreline went up in 1998 when they done their very first total revamp. So it's showing its age. I think I mentioned on 2, maybe 3 videos previously that from the outside it's quite grotty, and I've had a few conversations with other people about it, and I think all it needs is a bloody good jet wash. I've got to video this store because this store is quite iconic to me, because as I explained, and some of you who may remember, this was Jack's nightclub. This was the main entrance to Jack's nightclub, and they shut it down quite some time ago, and it went, and to me, one of the worst choices this company has ever made, because those of you who remember Jack's, aware of Jack's, it was a nightclub, and the atmosphere was absolutely amazing in Jack's nightclub. So on the right you got the diner. I haven't been there for years because I had a bit of a bad experience in there a long time ago. It's probably changed, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it now, but I did have a bad experience in there. You got the conference centre just to the right, you got the diner, and just up on the corner, I'll show you that a bit clearer in a minute, you got Papa John's. Yeah, Papa John's do quite a good lunchtime buffet. I think it's about sort of 17, 18 quid, 19 quid for eat as much as you like. Nothing wrong with that. So, since the 2 test walkabouts I did, I've changed a few of the settings, and I've gone automatic on a couple of the settings, because as I previously explained, I was following these professionals on YouTube from literally all over the world, and they were saying these are all the settings you need to have this camera on, you won't need to change them, give you the best quality, blah blah blah. But as I explained on one of the walkabouts in the city, I think, you watch one video of a professional who would say, alright, you need to put this on that setting, that on this setting, this on that setting, and then you watch another professional and they will totally contradict what you've just taken note of. So I've changed 2 of the main settings to automatic. So going back to the pros and cons of this camera, which I think I started talking about, but I rudely got sidetracked and started talking about something else. That is, with the, you have to use the application for this camera. And as I touched on, if you've got an Android, you have to download the application from the DJI website. Now, this is when it gets clever. Once you've got the app, first of all, you can do a lot on the app, even a lot of editing to a point. You can do a lot of editing just off of the application, which I think is quite clever. I'm just going to stand and have a chat for a sec, and then I'll show you a couple of things what I knew. So, with the application, once you've got the app, and I'll give you a prime example, this is the, it's not really a downside, it's just very time consuming if I'm honest with you, and that is, for example, this video. This video is going to be probably touching an hour, 45 minutes, 50 minutes to an hour. This video will durate. So once I finish this video, and I'm not going to do any of this until I'm home, so by the time you watch this, I'll probably be home for a couple of days. So what you've got to do with the application is, for example, this video, I will transfer relatively quickly this video onto the DJI app, which is on my phone. Once it's on the phone, it takes maybe 10-15 minutes. You've got to remember it's a big file, you're talking 4K. Excuse me a minute. Sorry about that. There's going to be a little bit of an edit cut there, but I hope it won't. It'll be hardly recognisable. So yeah. So for example, this video I'm doing now. Once I've finished it, it will be uploaded to the phone, which doesn't take that long, to be fair. Then obviously I'm going to stick it on YouTube, and that's when the fun begins, because this, once it's on the phone, once I start the process of transferring it up to YouTube, and because it's a massive file, it's full 4K, it's going to take an average of 5 to 6 hours to upload to YouTube. Hi ho. It is what it is. For the quality you're getting and I'm getting, I think it's worth doing, to be honest with ya. I think it's worth doing. So, and then obviously once it's on YouTube, I rarely edit. I usually chuck things up raw. But there you go. Right, okay, Papa John's, and before I was interrupted with the phone call, but that don't really matter. Papa John's on the right. Now, on the left, now, this has not opened yet. Now, as you know, inside the Skyline, and you will see it shortly, there's the booking shop. But look what's outside on the high street. A new booking shop, which obviously is not open yet. I'm guessing this is going to be open very, very soon, because it looks to me this shop is finished. It's going to be a new booking shop. It's outside, it's on the high street. So what's going to happen to the other one? Who knows? So yeah, a new booking shop. Now, next door to the booking shop, which is also relatively new, is your arts and crafts. No idea, ain't been in there. Might take a look at some point. Is now where the where the new booking shop's going to be there. Those of you who remember, that was the fish and chip restaurant, which they've got rid of. You still got your takeaway, which is there. You still got your takeaway, but they've got rid of the main restaurant, so that's now the new booking shop. So just coming up to something else which is new. Coming up to something which is quite new. Now the Scoop has obviously gone. That is now inside the Skyline. You've got your little supermarket there over on the right hand side still. Over on the right you've got your pottery painting. The new location for the soft play, Skyline Gang soft play area. That's new, and next to that is the location of the new puppet castle. Now over on the left, I'm just going to come over the road for a sec. Over on the right over there is where the toy shop was, just there. So as we can see, the toy shop was gone, and quite clearly they're going to put in something else, another shop or whatever. On the opposite side there, you can see that's empty as well, and that's quite clearly going to be something else. There's Reds in the middle, there's the old shop there. So as I previously said, that is quite clearly going to be something what we don't know. We have no idea what that's going to be. So, round to the other side. Still got a lot to cover, so this video is probably going to be a long video as it goes, as expected. So yeah, that is the only downside of this camera, and that's the time once it's from your phone and uploaded onto YouTube or any social media, I'm guessing, and that is purely the time it takes. But for the quality, for the picture quality, for the sound quality, for the smoothness of the footage, I think that's all worth it, if I'm honest with you. Perhaps there's a faster way of doing it. Perhaps if I'd done it via PC, might be quicker, but I don't think it will be, to be perfectly honest with you. So just on the left, you've got the activity booking centre, which used to be customer services, 24-hour customer services. Now, I briefly touched on that on one of the previous videos, that up to not that long ago, customer service was 24 hour. But now you get a little bit of red paper in your pack. Any problems, phone this number, and they're only open until 5 o'clock. What you're supposed to do after 5 o'clock, I don't know. Now I'll give you a prime example, something what happened to me quite some time ago. Not that long ago, but it was a bit of time ago. I came in early hours at one point after a night out, and it probably took it, what, 1 o'clock, half 1 in the morning, and got back to my chalet and stand by it. Sorry about that. There's going to be another little edit break there. You might notice it, you might not. Another phone call. Right, okay, so as I said, completely forgot what I was talking about now, never mind. So as I said, the only downside is the amount of time it takes to load from your phone and then up to social media. But as I said, if you want the picture quality, you want the sound quality, and you want all the quality to be there, you're not going to be that much bothered, I think. So just coming up to the side on the entrance to Beachcomber. So yes, I'm happy with the camera, I'm happy with the quality. It's pocket size, I explained in one of the previous videos, it's pocket size. I've got a couple of extra battery packs for it. Nice and relaxing. I've got an extra couple of battery packs for it. So I'm pretty sure I'm okay for power. I shouldn't, in theory, I shouldn't need any more. It comes with a battery, like the actual main unit will give you probably an hour. Then there's the actual kit I got this camera with, which is called the Creator Combo Kit. It comes with another smaller battery. And that gives you a good hour and a half. So, and then I bought a generic, not DJI, I bought a generic battery pack, and it's 500 milliamps, so you've got to be talking at least 2.5 to 3 hours there. So I'm power wise, I'm quite happy about that. I shouldn't need any more power, to be honest with you. So on the right you've got the traditional lines of chalets. Your traditional lines of chalets. Just over there opposite you got the Firehouse Grill, which is a little restaurant. I ain't tried it yet. It's quite expensive, if I'm honest with you. It's quite pricey, but one day we might get adventurous and give it a go. So just opposite, yeah, it's Coral Beach, and the Deck restaurant, which we'll come to in a second, is the premium dining. I think there's 3 premium meal plan restaurants. Now I'm not going to bore you again with it. I've gone through on the previous videos of the issues we've had the past year and a bit about the issues with Arthbold, and even with the premium dining we've had issues. I've explained all that on a previous video. I'm not going to bore you with it again, but so the past 4 times me and Eddie have been down, we've gone self-catering. We're self-catering this time. It works. We actually had breakfast in the pub, the Beachcomber, yesterday. Now they do breakfast from 8 till 10:11, I think it is, and we actually tried it out yesterday. and it was passable, it was fine, it was hot, at least it was hot. And that was like 11 quid. Admittingly, it was like eat as much as you like for 11 quid, if I'm honest with ya. But I think it's a little bit steep, if I'm honest with you. Then you got the deck over there, the deck restaurant, which is one of the 3 premium restaurants. Now, just gonna have a stroll here. Then I'm just coming up to the Wave Hotel. I'll show you that in a second. It is getting a little bit windy. Sure, it's not going to be too much of an issue, if I'm honest with you. So the Wave Hotel. So this was where I was put in January. I was upgraded to here. I was just over on the right on the first floor. And as I said, loved it. Rooms amazing. Loved every minute of it. Very comfortable. Very comfortable. And I had absolutely no issues in the Wave whatsoever. So that is why me and Eddie are going for the Wave Hotel in November. As I said, it's cost us stupid money, 55 quid. I know it's out of season, can't guarantee the weather, but as we know, everything's undercover and a 2-minute walk from wherever you are. Whether you're in the chalets, whether you're in the gold apartments. Whether you're in the gold apartments, any of the hotels, the gold apartments, comfort rooms, traditional chalets, whatever, you are only 2-minute walk from the entertainment venues. Back to the entertainment now. On Monday we had Platinum Queen. Now I saw these guys in January. Very good. The video's on the channel somewhere. They watched them again Monday evening. They was actually appearing in Studio 36, point of fact. Yet again, fantastic. So last night's entertainment, family game show, which was also in Studio 36. Family game show. It's alright, it's funny. Now, also on Monday evening, we missed a little bit of it. There was a show on, new for 2025, called Iconic. So it's a new show called Iconic. It's in 2 parts, 45 minutes, then you get an interval, then you get another 45 minutes. We missed about 10-15 minutes and we sat and we watched in gasp, because this show, I'm gonna say, more than West End quality. That is how good that this show is. Now, it's repeated on tomorrow night. It's repeated Noisy Seagulls. So we can go back and watch from the very start, and it is just worth.
Yeah.
It is just worth watching it again, because the quality of the entertainment is absolutely outstanding. And as I said, and I'm sure Eddie and Tony will agree with me, this show was more than West End quality. That is how much we enjoyed it. Absolutely fantastic, amazing show. But we've got a second chance, because as I said, it's repeated tomorrow night, and we can't wait because it's that good. So as I just walked through and done a little bit of footage of, as previously explained on another video, this section here used to be the self-catering units back in the day, and I think I was at one point, 90s, early 2000s, probably early 2000s, I was upgraded to one of these apartments. I was half bald. I just booked the original silver room, whatever they was called in them days, I ain't got a clue. And they upgraded me to one of these. And as I previously explained, they upgraded me to a 3-bedroom, a 3-bedroom self-catering unit. Very comfortable, very comfortable.
Hello?
Loved it.
What do you think?
And I was quite impressed. So
Enjoy ourselves.
Do some work, yeah? You ain't done enough.
slander.
He's bossy, bossy.
No. You've got work to do.
Just member of staff having a laugh with Joe Public, nothing wrong with that. So, just going to come round to the Gloucester Road entrance, which takes you onto the beach, and into town, etc, etc. One of my previous videos in January or November, I can't remember when it was, I've done a walk into town, showed you the shortcut walk into town, and the walk back. Now, when I pick the car up in a little while, should be picking the car up within the next hour. When I get back, I'll grab the boys and we're gonna go for a walk along the seafront. So I will do another video along the seafront following this one probably. What I did do, which will be posted previous to this one, is I done a room tour of the travel lodge we stayed in on Sunday night. We yet again previously explained, come down on the Sunday, we've done the markets at Ford and Chichester, and we hotelled it. Now, we would usually stay in a Premier Inn, but for some reason Premier Inn for last Sunday night it's a little bit pricey. It was a little bit expensive. Oops. it was a little bit expensive. So we went for Travel Lodge, about 6 miles up the road at Fontwell. Now you've got 2 travel lodges right opposite each other. What a problem. That cost us 37 quid. 37 quid for the one night. Can't go wrong with that. Rooms very comfortable. Rooms are comfortable. You got teas, you got coffees, you got a telly. You know, 37 quid, job done. So I've done a room review of the Travel Lodge. I also done, if I'll post it or not, I don't know, I'll watch it first. I've done a room review on the comfort room, my comfort room. I did do a room review on that. So just over on the right, you've got a few of the other restaurants. Now I think one of these, I think it's the Yacht maybe, one of these is the premium, one of the premium plan restaurants, and the other 2, which are at the far right there, the other 2 are the normal plan restaurants. So on the right we've got Studio 36. It's massive. I call it the aircraft hangar, if I'm honest with you. It's absolutely massive inside. Now I believe this went up just as COVID was coming to a tail end, but you still had to do your 3 meters distance, whatever it was. This went up just as this camp was reopening, just at the tail end of COVID, and this venue was gonna be temporary. Now those of you who are in the know, this is the plot of the old swimming complex. Those of you who are eagle-eyed and who remember, this is the plot for the old swimming complex. It's now Studio 36. I call it the aircraft hangar because it's absolutely ginormous inside. And as I said, I believe this was only going to be temporary for the reopening, just on the tail end of COVID. This was going to be a temporary venue to separate people as much as they could, but it's been a success, and they've put too much tech, so much tech inside this building. It is unreal, and it's now a permanent fixture, and I'm so glad it is a permanent fixture because it is an amazing venue. It's a lovely venue. So as I said, just on the right is the 3 of the other restaurants. These 2, I think Coast and Ocean Drive, are the normal catering plan restaurants. So just another angle 36.
No, we've already told her. In the shop, she keeps going and nagging about that.
Now we're just going to go into the Skyline, so it's going to probably get a little bit noisier, but hey ho. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up, but the state of repair of the Skyline roof. Now, it's filthy. Absolutely filthy from the outside. It's gross. And on the inside, I would say it's even worse, because where it attaches to the framework of the Skyline, it's ripped. They've done temporary repairs. It's ripped. There's bits flapping. Now, over the past 2 years alone, there's been loads of stories about they're going to replace it. It's going to be replaced with a glass roof. Nothing's happened. Then it's going to be replaced with the exactly same sort of roof. But as we can see, nothing's happened. And we had a chat about this last night as it goes. And what we reckon is to replace this roof, they're going to have to shut this place down for quite a few weeks, if not a couple of months, while it's replaced. And if it gets closed down, they're going to lose money. So we guessed that the reason it has not been replaced yet is simply because of the cost of shutting the place down. But you know, what do you do? It's rotten. It's absolutely rotten. Anyway, over on the right, you got the amusements, and lots of them. You've also got the sports bar over on the right, which we'll take a walk into in a second. So, Hot Shot Sports Bar. You got your bowling, you got your pool, you got your large screen TVs, you got a bar. So there's your Hot Shots Sports Bar. One thing I'll never mention about this camera is it's got a 1-inch CMOS sensor. Now, those of you who are non-photography people, a CMOS sensor, in a nutshell, helps you film in a very dark stand by. Sorry about that. Another edit break. So a CMOS sensor, in a nutshell, helps you film in low light situations. So it will, if you're filming in quite low light situations, it will improve the picture quality. That's it in a nutshell. Now, I just filmed inside Hot Shots, which is relatively dark, so that will be a test for that. Whatever the quality of the picture is, it was low light, so I'm hoping that will be an ideal test for the CMOS sensor working in a low light situation. So just over on the right, you've got the internal stage where they have kid shows various times of day. Keeps the kids occupied, keeps them all happy. Just on the left, we've got Bar Rosso. Now, just at the end of Bar Rosso, where I'm coming up to now, I got a little lounge where you can chill. They got nice comfy seats, armchairs, little sofas, quite comfy. And I call it the Love Lounge. Don't ask me why. I'll have a quick shifty in there for you. So there's the lounge of Rosso's. Quite cosy, quite peaceful in there. What we do at the end of each night's entertainment, we would usually end our evening in there for the last hour or so. Last hour of the night, just before we turn into bed. So I'm just going to cut through to the refurbed and new catering sections. So from left to right, we have Costa Coffee. Can't go wrong with a Costa. Next door and attached to Costa, you got Scoop ice cream and bits and bobs. Then you got your Burger King. The Burger King's been here for years. It has recently undergone a refurb, and then to the right Burger King you've got Subway. Now I haven't really tried this one yet, but we may give this a go for a bit of brunch later after I pick the car up. Might have a bit of brunch in Subs and carry on with our day. So at the end you've got chopsticks, noodle bar, Chinese. Very, very good food. Portions are very good. Now this was my fault. We had chopsticks on Monday night, late, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was. We had a chopsticks meal quite late, and one of the dishes what I had was really spicy and hot, and I woke up in the early hours of yesterday choking with acid reflux. Now I do get acid reflux, not as often as I used to because I now take pills for it, but I woke up in the early hours of yesterday choking and I thought I was going to die, and it was purely acid reflux. And wow, and it my fault. It was obviously the very hot spicy chicken I had out of chopsticks, my fault. But chopsticks, very good bar, very good portions, very reasonably priced as well, to be perfectly honest with you. So that's the other side of the kids stage inside Skyline. As I said, just back to the roof, it is rotten inside and out. If they're going to do something about it, they need to do something about it on the hurry up, if I'm honest with you, because it needs to be done. So I think I've covered virtually everything now. I'm going to take a slow walk back to the chalet, which is literally a minute, and then I will end the video there. So we are going into town shortly. I've got to go and pick the car up. As soon as I get back, we're going to have a walk along the seafront. I will do another video along the seafront, and then the rest of the day we will decide what we're going to do. So I'm just going to walk back to the chalet, show you the little fountain again, and then I'll end the video there. I have no idea the total duration of this video. I've had to start twice, maybe 3 times, so I have no idea the total. It probably took what, hour. So I hope you've enjoyed this walkabout. I hope you enjoy the new picture quality, steadiness and sound quality of this video. As I said, I'm very happy with this camera. I've got absolutely no issues with this camera at all at the minute. So all videos, all holiday videos, all LFB stuff from now on will be done with this new camera, which I'm loving. The sun's coming out, which I'm quite happy about. So just gonna take a slow walk back. I'm literally on the very first line, A line. I'll pop in on the way back to see if Eddie and Tony are in. Introduce you to Eddie and Tony. I think you've already seen Tony. Introduce you to Eddie again. I'm just going to take a slow walk back to the chalet. End the video there. I don't think I missed anything. I hope. Just going to cut through back to the chalet, see if the boys are in. Say hello to the boys. Put the camera back on charge. Then I'm going to go and pick the car up. All being well. And we're just going to come face to face with the absolute legend, which is Mr. Edward Loveridge. Say hello, Ed.
Hello.
Are you enjoying your holiday, Ed?
Oh, fantastic.
I've just explained to everyone about the show Iconic.
Oh, I tell you, out of this world. We can't wait till Thursday. It's on again. Absolutely, it's the best I've ever seen.
There you go. I think that says it all. So I'm going to end the video there. I've no idea how long this video is going to be on for because I've had to stop start a couple of times. But video done. I'm going to pick the car up, and this is a suggestion which Eddie and Tony know nothing about. When I come back, why don't we have a Subway brunch, and then I'll walk along the seafront.
What, miss up this gorgeous figure? Are you joking?
Well, I leave the viewers to comment on that one, mate.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm just go back to my Shelley, go a loo, go and pick the car up,
Yeah.
and then I'll be back. Say goodbye, Eddie.
Hasta la vista.
So you met Tony, you know Eddie from the previous walk around videos. So I'm now back to my Shelley. I'm going to end the video there. I hope the quality is amazing. It's full 4K, and I hope the picture quality, the steadiness, the sound quality is spot on. Leave the video there and we'll catch you later.